Hey folks, it's Nick Granville. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey, so today I thought I'd talk about some 80s guitar parts. It's funny how this stuff has come back around. There was a while there where those kind of 80s tones weren't cool. Now all of a sudden they're cool again. Maybe people are just sick of all the crap that's around now and they kind of want to throw back to the time when music was actually good. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's it, right? Like The Weeknd sounds like back in the day. Anyway, I digress. What I'm going to talk about today is how I got the guitar tones for this gig on New Year's Eve that I did. Because we did a heap of kind of 80s stuff. So I'll start by talking about the clean tone that I got quite a bit. I took this guitar, Stratocaster, HSS combination. It's got a blend knob so I can blend in the neck and bridge pickup. Pretty cool. Took this pedal board that you can see here, and they supplied a backline deluxe reverb, 22 watt tube Fender amp. I knew that amp was going to be there because we were sharing it with another band that were playing earlier than us. So clean tones. So a lot of the time for the 80s stuff, I went with those two pickups together. And if I play this, get rid of that delay. Here's my normal kind of clean sound. So I'm just running through an MPC tube amp, which is kind of like it's a Princeton front end with a deluxe output. It's a similar kind of amp, right? So the first thing is that reverb is all wrong for this. It's too much. The guitar sounds were kind of a bit drier, so I went with this. So within each block in the VP4, I can have 4 kind of presets within each sound. So this reverb, I went with this. It's not dry, but it's not like, not going to get in the way. As I said, I went with that a lot of the time, but if you listen to the sound here, it's not the right sound, is it? I find that if I set things up for the neck pickup, it doesn't tend to work with the next pickup setting very well. That just misses the sparkle, right? So what I did was I set up an EQ pedal. I don't actually own an EQ pedal. I'm going to buy a Boss G7, but I'll get to that in a minute. But I set it up with this kind of tone. Really happy with that. It's great. And then I could just engage that as needed, right? And the same thing works for the position there too. And the other thing I did was I set up a pitch block. Now, there's a reason I used a pitch block rather than using a chorus. And the main reason is that I wanted that dual detune thing, right? Right, that's your chorusing. It kind of has a sparkle, a little bit of a thing. So this is the part from Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And then Purple Rain we also did on that gig. Now I capo with Purple Rain. I know you can play it without it. I've seen people play the chord like this. I'd probably go with those two pickups. Yeah, that's cool, right? That's not the right chord. It has a D on the bottom. So it's really this. Now I can do that, but it's a stretch, right? It's just easier to do that. And that chord, right? Like I can play that again, but F add 9, but way easier. much my clean sound. And I varied the pickup setting here, but that was pretty much the clean sound for the 80s stuff, right? And now the benefit of using a pitch block over using a chorus is that if I go to hold number 1, I can get 4 different settings out of that pitch block. So if I go to virtual capo, this is my normal sound. So I get that kind of lower baritone register. It's in D, puts the guitar in D basically. So that's super cool to have, right? But if I also go to this one, let's go to fixed shift single. And what I've got here is like the octave up. And where that came in handy is we did Don't Stop Believin. A real problem with before because of those 2 notes, right? Let's do this properly with the OCD. And then those 2 notes, you need a D sharp and an E, which you can't get, right? So what I did in the past is I've pinched harmonic them, which is unreliable at best. So the better thing to do is just have a pitch shifter ready. And that got me that sound, like straight away. I could just hit that on those 2 notes and straight back out. So talking about that song, the main kind of guitar sound I had was the OCD, run like this. The solos, I'd stack the riot on top of it. Another one we did was Final Countdown, and same approach. It's my clean sound. So bit of that sound going in the 80s kind of rock, and I really enjoy playing this stuff. It's so much fun. So that works really well for that, right? I could have my rhythm sound being the OCD, and then I could, which kind of gets that Marshall-esque flavor, you know, pushed Marshall, and then the riot for the higher gain kind of thing. And I just add delay in on the solos. Now, taking up a block for that EQ is kind of a bit of a bummer. So what I thought I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of the spark pedal here that's a boost and get a GE7, Boss G7, a little pedal. I used to do this back in the day, like all the time. I'd use that EQ pedal and kind of dial things in for different pickup settings. And one of the other 80s songs we did that night was Living on a Prayer. So that's why I've got a wah-wah pedal on here. I don't use wah-wah that much, but you know, it's the only real way to kind of get that talk box sort of sound. Doesn't quite sound the same, but it's close enough. The VP4 was really the key to it, right? Because I could get the 2 different types of reverbs. I could get my delays for my lead tone. I could have the EQ for being able to EQ for that different pickup setting. And then the pitch block for chorusing, harmonies, that kind of stuff. So I probably could have done the same thing with my Fractal. but I knew there was going to be an amp there and that we were sharing backline. Hey, I hope you found this useful. If you have, please like and subscribe. As I said, my name's Nick Granville. I'm a professional guitar player from Wellington, New Zealand. I post on YouTube about once a week, lessons, reviews, how I get tones, just basically kind of my thing. I just do it because I enjoy it, and hopefully you enjoy it too. And just talking about guitar, what could be cooler? Anyway, take care. See you soon. Cheers.
Give it one more time to Nick Granville on the top.